Hey guys, what's up? Shadolance back with another review. Today I'm going to be doing the T91, a brand new assault rifle that Commodore Arms has released for NX Standard during the roll call event. Now, I gotta say right off the bat, I don't like the concept for this gun. It's basically an LR300 ML that does not completely suck, but it does follow some other things that the QBZ95, the L85A1, and a couple other guns that can't equip a scope but have that low recoil, high damage thing kind of perform as. So I'm going to be comparing it to the QBZ95 because I seem to find that it performs more like that than the L85, so I'm going to be using the stats of the QBZ95 because the T91 does not have the stats released as of right now. The initial release doesn't have the stats because the game designer probably wants to have room to alter the gun based on whether it needs to be nerfed or, buffed up later on. So, stats are going to be the QBZ95. I will update the stats in the description as soon as the stats are released for the T91. So going into the QBZ95's comparison, damage of 43 feels pretty much the same with the T91, maybe a touch lower, but higher damage drop-off. So the T91 is going to have better damage drop-off, not higher, lower damage drop-off. It's going to have more damage at a range, although the stat itself may not be quite as high as 43, so you're going to be expecting to do almost full damage at maximum range, meaning 5 to 6 shot at absolute maximum range in the foot to a medium vester, so that's a good thing. The overall damage stat feels pretty high, I'd guess somewhere between 39 and 41. The portability of the QBZ95 is 60, and it's definitely higher than the T91. I would say it's around a 65-ish. It's noticeably higher than the QBZ95, so that's good. Hope they don't nerf that, because that's one of the buffs of the gun. The rate of fire on the QBZ95 is a 74, and I feel that's about the same on the T91. Pretty high rate of fire, that's good. It's the LR300 ML was used to be kind of a hybrid between an assault rifle and an SMG, so the higher rate of fire does kind of match that playstyle. The accuracy on the 95 is an 89, so that's a very high accuracy for an assault rifle. That's really good. I don't feel like the T91 has quite that high of an accuracy, but it's certainly up there above that 85 range, which is really good, meaning tap firing is going to be that much easier, and the spread recovery is going to come back faster. The recoil on the 95, however, is a 70, and I feel like that's very different with the T91. The T91 certainly sports a smaller recoil, I'd guess somewhere in the 60 to 65 range. Very, very small recoil for an assault rifle, and that's good because you cannot put a scope on this gun, as I said before. It is fully automatic, and the one thing that I really appreciate that they brought over from the L85 and the QBZ95 series over the LR300 ML when they improved upon that is that it has a burst fire. The T91 has a burst fire and a fully automatic, and you can put a suppressor and an extended magazine on it. So you take the LR300 ML's ability to equip a suppressor and a magazine, and of course not the scope, which is kind of, actually I would say that almost make the gun overpowered a bit. And then the firing modes, automatic and burst fire, so you have an easier way to control the recoil than just tapping. The LR300 ML also had awful damage drop-off, which they kind of fixed with the T91, which is great. It's one of the biggest assets the T91 has. Now, the gun does have a 30 of 90 ammo capacity, so nothing's really different there. And to be fair, I've been comparing it to the QBZ95, which is a Command Sergeant Major 5 weapon, CSM 5, so relatively low-rank GP gun, so of course there's going to be some big differences between the two. Do I recommend the T91? You'd have to be a pretty hardcore collector to find a good use for it, because it's certainly not useful in competitive gameplay. If you're looking for a similar weapon for that, the Parafall performs pretty similarly, except it doesn't have the burst fire. But if you're looking for the general feel of the gun, the Parafall tends to sport the same recoil pattern, just with a smaller overall recoil on the T91. Granted, you cannot put a scope on the T91, so if you're experienced with the Parafal, you might consider the T91, or if you're good with the QBZ95 or the L85A1 GP models, then go for it. But that's about all I really have to say on this gun. It's not a big fan of mine. I'm not a big fan of it, but thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Shadolance out.